Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We're powered by advanced trading. Got a nice little show built, little news coming out overnight. Markets are a little quieter. We got this big storm coming into Florida. I have some YouTube pages I recommend that you watch. There's some great storm chasers out there going live every few hours, giving you an update. If you're an ATI client or an ATI Pro Media client, I will be texting you those links to those outside weather sources. Of course, we have markets moving. It's Monday. What happens at night isn't necessarily what happens during the day because we get export news. We get a lot of things that happen. We open at night at 7 o'clock. We trade. China opens. They're back from holiday. Europe opens. We usually swoosh one way or the other. We get news at morning. We get 7:30 economic data, and we end up where we are here now at 9 o'clock. Let's take it to LaSalle Street. We'll run down the markets and go from there. Corn coming back unchanged. East corn 425, about 3 cents off the lows. Soybeans, no soybeans, 10.34 down 4. Soybean meal down 5. Oil unchanged. Border trade wheat, KC wheat, spring wheat, all up 5 to 3 cents. Nice to see there. Talking meats, live cattle unched, and feeder cattle a little lower. Lean hogs down a little bit. Let's move over to Wall Street real quick. Dow Jones down 100. S&P down 200. NASDAQ down 100. We got some interesting things happening in the interest rate sector. 2s, 5s, 10s, 30s, all lower. Both the 2-year note and the 10-year note touched 4% overnight. For a second, they said we were inverted again. Gold down 6, silver down 30. They've had a heck of a run. Copper down a little bit. Crude oil up 120. It was up $2. $75 crude oil. That hit as high as, I believe, 76 last night. Crude oil hit 76.50. You could have bought it for 65, but who would have thunk? Of course, we know we've asked people to get those fuel needs bought for harvest. Harvest going to happen one way or the other. Natural gas down 100. That's had a heck of a run. It's went from 2,000, 3,000, trading 27.50 there. All right, Bitcoin up 1,000. Let's get in the show. We got breaking news overnight. Let's start with the exports. We had exports, 155 metric tons of corn delivered to Mexico during 24-25 marketing year. 172,500 metric tons of soybeans to unknown. Is that our friend China? Ring the bell. We will see. Time will tell. But we're selling stuff that's great. That's how we open lower and then have these buys coming in. Real quick, little call to action. Are your yields above or below expectations? If you jump in the chat, we could talk about it on the live show or drop a comment down below. Of course, we ask you to subscribe to the Advanced Trading YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, hit notifications. We love to see a bunch of people join on when we go live every day. You'll get those notifications. It'll notify you a half hour before we go live saying, hey, ATI Pro Media is going to go live. Chat with us, post a comment. All right, crude oil, 6-week highs. It's interesting because I also tell you that their 10-year yield is at 6-week highs. As crude oil goes up, that's inflationary. 10-year yields go up because inflation is creeping back into the markets. We had something wonderful happen. 2s versus 10s are apart 4%. That's not the wonderful. That's the interesting. The wonderful part is the fund slash their bearish Chicago corn bets to 14-month lows. So if you were out there, out in ag land, and you said, I'm not going to sell my grain because the funds are going to cover, they've covered a ton. That gave us a $1.10 rally in beans, but we're 35 cents off that rally now. That gave us a nice 40, 50 cent rally in corn, but we're about 10, 12 cents off that. We've had an incredible rally. It was fun. Now, as the funds go into year-end neutral, the $1 billion question is, will they re-add to these shorts as harvest pressure hits this week? Well, in a week, you say, the funds are adding back to their shorts. Will they go completely to neutral? And the big question, boy, if I knew, I wouldn't be doing a live stream. The big question is, will the funds go from short to neutral to net long? What could it be? Could it be South American weather? Could it be trouble? Could it be oil shoots up to 100? What would get the funds bullish commodities? That nagging inflation could be one of the things. Did the Fed get it wrong? Drop a comment below. Let us know. All right. Speaking of the Fed, according to CME Fed Watch, there is a 90.6% chance of a quarter point cut and a 9.4% chance of no cut. So a week or two ago, if you're watching this show or other shows, everyone's running around saying the Fed's going to cut. The Fed's going to cut a half. The second half's off the table. Quarter's on there. And then there's some people who say the Fed shouldn't cut. They should actually raise rates. And I could actually understand that argument. Okay, last but not least, WASDE on Friday. Bet you the boys will be going live. We got a lot to talk about there. All right, questions, comments, what's on your mind? I got a couple charts while you're getting ready and dropping us a question. I just want to show you a soybean chart. These are no beans, folks. They've had a heck of a ride. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been really nice, but soybeans now coming off. I traveled last week from Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, South Dakota, soybean harvest all day, all night. I would imagine within the next week to 10 days, I-State soybean harvest will be over, and then it's going to be a long, dragged out corn harvest. It's going to be a long corn harvest because we have a record corn crop. I am much more confident in how big this corn crop is than how big this bean crop is. Could there be a January surprise on final bean yields? Possibly. Farmers have some staying power, and it's amazing how this soybean crop's getting packed away. Watch your space needs. As the soybean crop comes in, either to your bins or someone else's bins, this corn harvest is going to be big, and we're going to have a lot of corn, and all of a sudden you may see those cash markets really get dynamic, maybe not to your advantage here as people jockey for space. Real quick before we get out of here, questions or just a comment. Soybeans made half of last year's yields. I've heard that in parts of South Dakota, North Dakota. Not everyone had great yields. Actually, North Dakota boys are okay in most parts. Now, Minnesota farmer got to me and said soybean yields were terribly disappointed. Now, of course, that is where they were wet. They were wet in the spring. As you know, soybeans don't like wet feet. Real quick, we'll get to premium content. We have a good batch of premium content coming out today. Over the weekend, we had Connor B. and Brady Huck doing a deep dive in crop insurance. I think we're going to have our friend Don Wick stop by today. We weren't able to catch up to him Saturday. Mick Kerr jumped on, and Mick's talking about the storm. We're going to have Mick on quite a few times this week. Mick, in-house ATI Pro Media weather contributor, giving us the lowdown on this storm. Real quick before we get out of here, if you'd like to subscribe to ATI Pro Media, we'd love to have you. If you'd like to get a hold of us, go to the Advanced Trading website right there, or go to the ATI Pro Media website and say, I want to talk to Tommy G. Well, I got a Tommy G story for you. I had a dear friend from Valparaiso went to the Bears game yesterday, and he was tailgating with some farmers, and they said, where are you from? And he said, Valparaiso. And they said, do you know Tommy Grisafi? We watch his live stream, and we watch him on RFD TV. So now after that, I checked my checking account. There wasn't any more money in there, but it's nice to know that people are out there watching, and we couldn't do it without you. So click like, subscribe. You want to get a hold of us, that's how you do it. If you want to subscribe to Premium, this is how you do it. You want to subscribe to Premium, go ahead there. Go to www.atipromedia.com, $30 a month. Click that QR code. That will ring us. Well, that's it, folks. We got a lot of things happening, but most of all, what's important is that we stay safe for this storm. Now, I could talk about the storm all I want, but there's people a lot better than me doing it. The people I like are this guy on YouTube, and I could post these, Ryan Hall, y'all, and then Max Velocity. And I will post these again tomorrow. If you like watching live YouTube streaming like this about the storm, please click and subscribe to Max Velocity and Ryan Hall, y'all. And these two youngsters are phenomenal at live streaming, and they love weather. I think they're out there to help people for safety and everything else. With that, we will see you tomorrow at 9. We hope you click on the Premium. We'd love to see you over there. With that, I got to get out of here, and we will see you tomorrow. Everyone have a great day. Checking out.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.